Okay, so get this. You've sent us tons of research on Phyllanthus Emblica,
Wow.
which is Indian gooseberry
Yeah.
or Amla,
Mm-hmm.
and in Indonesia it's known as Balaka.
Right.
You really want to understand this plant.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do today.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
What I think is so interesting is just the variety of material you sent.
Yeah.
Well, everything from a scientific review that goes deep into its chemical makeup
Okay.
to like specific studies about its effects.
Cool.
So this is going to be fascinating.
This plant isn't exactly rare, is it?
No, it's not.
I was surprised to learn that it's all over the place.
Yeah,
In the tropical and subtropical world.
it's true.
Wow.
We're talking Southeast Asia, obviously,
Great.
India, China, even parts of Central Asia,
Okay.
and Sri Lanka.
Interesting.
It's really adaptable.
Yeah, and I noticed just within Indonesia alone, it's got a lot of different names.
Really?
Kimalaka, Balaka Mentengo.
Wow.
Malaka Kimloka.
That's very familiar.
Yeah, it's got to have a long history in that region.
Absolutely. And I think that's really key.
Yeah.
If people have been using a plant
Right.
for generations in various cultures, there's probably something valuable about it.
There's a reason.
Yeah. And the fact that it grows
Yeah.
in so many different environments.
Right.
Forest, backyards, even the roadside sometimes.
Wow.
Makes you think.
Well, it's its secrets.
Yeah. How does it thrive in so many different places?
Well, the research even mentioned it's kind of picky about soil. It's almost like it knows what it needs to flourish.
Right.
Okay, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
This plant is more than just adaptable. It's like a pharmacy.
It is.
The scientific review really dives into its chemical makeup. Talks about things like phenolic compounds, alkaloids, and vitamins.
It really is like a treasure trove of these bioactive compounds. And one of the things that stands out to me is the vitamin C content.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say.
We all know that like oranges and lemons are good sources,
Right.
but this just blows those out of the water.
Right.
For every 100 grams of fruit,
Okay.
you're looking at anywhere from 600 to 1,300 milligrams
Wow.
of vitamin C.
That's a lot.
That's up to like 20 times
Wow.
the amount in an orange.
Okay, now I'm paying attention. That's
Yeah.
got to have some serious effects.
Yeah.
And it also mentioned tannins, which I have to admit I really only know about them.
Yeah.
That they make unripe fruit taste funny,
Yes.
like puckery.
That's a classic sign of tannins.
Right?
But there's a lot more to them than meets the eye.
Okay.
Phyllanthus Emblica is very rich in a specific type
Okay.
called hydrolysable tannins.
Okay.
These are interesting because they can bind to
Yeah.
and neutralize free radicals.
Okay, now back up a second. For those of us who are not chemists,
Sure.
remind me what free radicals are
Okay.
and why we care about neutralizing them.
So think of free radicals as these unstable molecules that are kind of running around in your body. They can damage your cells.
Okay.
They can contribute to inflammation. And they can also accelerate aging.
That doesn't sound good.
No. And this process is called oxidative stress.
Okay.
And it's linked to a whole bunch of different health problems.
Like what?
Heart disease, cancer.
Oh, wow.
So it's really something you want to keep in check.
Okay, so these tannins in Phyllanthus Emblica are kind of like our little warriors.
Yes.
Fighting off those nasty free radicals.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And that's just one example of how these chemical compounds can really have a positive impact on our health.
Right.
But the story doesn't end there.
Okay.
Researchers have been looking at how these compounds interact with our bodies.
Okay.
And the findings are pretty amazing.
Lay it on me. What kind of benefits are we talking about?
Well, in addition to being a really potent antioxidant, Phyllanthus Emblica also shows some real promise in tackling inflammation. I think we tend to think of inflammation as a bad thing,
Yeah.
redness, swelling, pain.
Right.
But it's actually a key part of the body's healing process.
So it's like our body's way of fighting off invaders.
Exactly.
Or repairing damage.
Yeah. But when inflammation becomes chronic,
Uh-huh.
that's when it can actually start to harm the body.
Okay.
And that's when you see it contributing to things like
Yeah.
arthritis, heart disease, even certain types of cancers.
So like with a lot of things, it's all about balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where Phyllanthus Emblica might come in.
Okay.
Studies have shown that its extracts can inhibit
Mm-hmm.
key enzymes
Yeah.
that promote inflammation.
So it's not just masking symptoms, it's addressing the root cause.
It is. And it's not just inflammation.
Okay.
Remember all those bioactive compounds we talked about?
Yeah, like the tannins?
Yes. Well, some of them seem to have a real impact on our immune system.
Okay. This is where I get a little lost.
Okay.
The immune system is so complex.
Yeah.
What does it even mean to modulate it?
Think of it like fine-tuning an instrument.
Okay.
Our immune system
Yeah.
is this really complex network of cells or processes
Right.
all working together to protect us
Okay.
from infections and diseases.
It's like our own personal defense force.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes this defense force
Yeah.
can overreact,
Okay.
and that leads to autoimmune disorders.
Right, where it attacks the body's own tissue.
Exactly. Or it can be underactive,
Uh-huh.
making us more susceptible to infections.
So modulating the immune system means like bringing it back to balance.
Yeah.
Making sure it's working the right way.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
And there's evidence suggesting Phyllanthus Emblica can do that.
Really?
Studies have shown
Yeah.
that it can stimulate certain immune cells
Okay.
to boost our defenses against pathogens.
Wow.
But it can also help dampen down an overactive immune response.
Okay, so it can kind of go both ways.
Yes, and that could really benefit people
Mm-hmm.
with autoimmune conditions.
So it's like it knows what your body needs and can adapt to that.
Yeah, it's a remarkable example of how nature has these intricate mechanisms to promote that balance.
Wow.
And the exciting thing is we're just starting to understand the full extent of its potential.
You've definitely got me curious now.
Good.
I want to hear more about the research, like on specific health conditions. So we're seeing this global rise in diabetes.
Right.
Could Phyllanthus Emblica be part of the solution?
There's definitely promising research in that area.
Okay.
Studies on diabetic rats have shown
Mm-hmm.
that Phyllanthus Emblica can help regulate blood sugar.
Okay.
And it's not just about lowering blood sugar. It's about improving insulin sensitivity,
Yeah.
which is really key
Uh-huh.
to managing type 2 diabetes.
So again, it's not just a Band-Aid solution. It's going deeper.
It is. And while more research is needed
Right.
to confirm these effects in humans,
Yeah.
it definitely opens up possibilities
Yeah.
for how we can manage diabetes naturally.
It's like a multi-talented healer.
It is.
I remember reading something about it being good for liver health, too.
Yes, our liver plays a really important role
Right.
in detoxifying our bodies, processing nutrients,
Yeah.
but it's under constant attack.
Yeah, from things like...
Environmental toxins, processed foods,
Yeah.
even some medications.
And with the rise of fatty liver disease,
Right.
protecting our liver is even more important now.
Absolutely, and that's where Phyllanthus Emblica comes in again.
Okay.
Studies suggest it can protect the liver from damage
Wow.
and potentially reverse
Really?
some of the effects of fatty liver disease.
It's like it has a solution for everything.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
More research is always needed,
Right.
but the findings are definitely encouraging.
Okay.
And it doesn't stop there.
What else?
There's research suggesting it could play a role in protecting our brains.
Okay. Now we're talking. Brain health is super interesting to me.
Okay.
So what have researchers found?
They've shown that Phyllanthus Emblica extracts may help protect neurons from damage,
Okay.
potentially slowing the progression
Yeah.
of neurodegenerative diseases.
Like
Alzheimer's.
Wow.
Now, this is still an area of ongoing research,
Okay.
but the initial findings are promising.
I'm starting to understand why this plant has been revered for so long.
I know, it really is like a hidden treasure
Yeah.
finally being revealed by science.
It's a perfect example of
Yeah.
traditional wisdom
Right.
and modern science working together
Exactly.
to uncover these secrets.
And speaking of secrets,
Yeah.
there's one more area of research we need to discuss,
Okay.
and that's heart health,
Heart health is always top of mind for me.
of course.
So what can Phyllanthus Emblica do for us in that department?
What studies have shown,
Yeah.
it can help regulate blood pressure,
Okay.
which is a major risk factor for heart disease. It may also help reduce cholesterol
Wow.
and even protect the heart from damage.
So it's like a one-stop shop for heart health.
Yeah, and there's more.
Oh my gosh.
It might have anti-cancer properties,
Oh.
antimicrobial effects,
Wow.
and could even aid digestion.
Okay, hold on. Let's break those down one by one.
Okay.
What about its potential in fighting cancer?
So this is an area of really active research,
Okay.
and the findings are still preliminary.
Mm-hmm.
But there's evidence that Phyllanthus Emblica extracts
Yeah.
can actually inhibit the growth of some cancer cells
Wow.
and even induce something called apoptosis.
Apoptosis. What is that?
That's the scientific term
Okay.
for programmed cell death.
Okay.
Essentially, it's a way for the body
Yeah.
to get rid of damaged or unwanted cells.
Okay.
And in the case of cancer,
Uh-huh.
inducing apoptosis in those cancer cells
Yeah.
could be a really powerful way to slow down
Right.
or halt tumor growth.
So it's almost like it helps the body's own defenses. Target and eliminate the cancer cells.
That's the idea.
That's amazing.
And while it's still early,
okay.
it's generating a lot of excitement
Yeah, I can imagine.
in the scientific community.
And what about those antimicrobial effects?
Yes. So studies have shown
Yeah.
Phyllanthus Emblica exhibits activity against a bunch of different bacteria,
Okay.
including ones that cause food poisoning.
Oh, wow.
So that means it could have applications in food safety
Right.
and maybe even in developing new antibacterial agents.
Which is so important, especially with the threat of antibiotic resistance growing.
Well, exactly. We need all the tools we can get.
Yeah, we do. And you also mentioned digestion.
Yes, Phyllanthus Emblica actually has a long history of being used in traditional medicine for this. And recent research suggests that it could have some real benefits there too.
Like what kind of benefits?
For example, it may help reduce intestinal secretions,
Okay.
potentially offering relief from diarrhea. It might also help protect the stomach lining from damage,
Okay.
potentially reducing the risk of ulcers.
Wow. The list just keeps growing.
It does.
But before we get too carried away, let's talk about safety.
Okay.
Is this safe for everyone?
Well, the good news is the research suggests that it is generally safe, even at pretty high doses.
Okay.
But of course, everyone's different.
Right.
And there can be sensitivities, interactions with medications.
Right.
So it's always best to talk to your doctor before you add Phyllanthus Emblica to your routine.
Especially if you have any health conditions.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's really important to remember.
Yeah, you can get excited about all the benefits.
Yeah.
But safety has to come first.
Absolutely. And there are a few specific things to keep in mind.
Okay.
So because it's high in tannins, Phyllanthus Emblica could potentially interfere with iron absorption. So it's not generally recommended to take it with iron supplements.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Any other potential interactions to look out for?
Well, we talked about blood sugar.
Right.
So for people with diabetes.
Yes, definitely consult with your doctor because it could potentially interact with medication.
Right. It's better to be safe than sorry. Always. Any other side effects to be aware of?
Some people have reported mild digestive discomfort.
Okay.
Like stomach upset or diarrhea.
Yeah.
Especially at higher doses.
Okay.
So it's always a good idea to start low.
Right.
And see how your body reacts.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
For any new supplement, really.
Right. So overall, it has a pretty good safety profile.
Okay.
But it's essential to be informed.
Right.
And use it responsibly.
I agree.
And I think it's worth saying again, talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional. They can help you decide if Phyllanthus Emblica is right for you.
Right.
And advise you on dosage and all that.
That's so important.
It is.
So speaking of dosage and form.
Yes.
How is Phyllanthus Emblica typically consumed?
Well, traditionally, it's been used in lots of different forms.
Okay.
Fresh fruit.
Okay.
Dried powder. Juice. Even pickled.
Pickled gooseberry.
Yeah.
I'd like to try that.
It's quite popular in some places.
Okay.
But nowadays, you can also find it in supplement form.
Okay.
Like capsules, tablets, extracts.
So there are options for everyone.
Yeah, there really are.
How do you choose, though?
That's a great question.
Right. Like which form?
Yeah.
What dose is right for you?
That's where your healthcare professional comes in.
Okay.
They can help you make those decisions.
Based on your needs.
Exactly.
Right.
And while we're talking about different forms, it's worth getting into the research on the extracts.
Okay.
Remember those bioactive compounds?
Yeah.
The tannins, the phenolic compounds, alkaloids.
Those little warriors?
Yes. Well, scientists have been studying different extraction methods to see how they affect the concentration and bioavailability
of those compounds.
Well, those compounds.
So different extracts could have different potencies.
Right.
Different effects.
Exactly. And some extracts might be more targeted to specific concerns.
Oh, interesting.
So, for example, some research suggests that extracts rich in tannins might be particularly helpful for digestion.
Okay.
While extracts high in certain phenolic compounds might be more potent antioxidants.
So it's like each extract has a special job.
Yeah, like a specialized tool in the toolbox.
Exactly.
And again, this is where your doctor can really help guide you choose what's right for you.
It's amazing how much there is to learn about this.
I know, it's not just a simple fruit.
Yeah.
It's a testament to nature
Yeah.
and the power of plants.
And this deep dive is making me think about all the other plants out there.
Right.
That are just waiting to be explored.
Exactly. And speaking of scratching the surface.
Oh, is there more?
There's one more thing we haven't talked about.
Okay.
About Phyllanthus Emblica.
All right.
And that's its external uses.
What do you mean?
It's not just about internal benefits.
Okay.
It's been used traditionally for hair and skincare.
Really?
Yeah. And now recent research is starting to back that up.
No, that's so cool.
So those same compounds
yeah.
that are good for our insides
Uh-huh.
can also be great for our outsides.
So it's a beauty secret from nature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for example,
Yeah.
that high vitamin C content,
Right.
it can help with collagen production.
Oh, that's why everyone uses vitamin C serums.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you could get it from fruit.
And then the tannins
Mm-hmm.
with those astringent properties
Right.
can help tighten pores and reduce oiliness.
So it's a natural toner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And research suggests
Yeah.
that the extracts
Mm-hmm.
can even protect your skin from sun damage
Wow.
and reduce hyperpigmentation.
So it's like a natural sunscreen and a skin brightener all in one.
It really is the plant that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
And the research on these topical applications is just getting started.
That's so exciting.
It is.
Makes you wonder if there are other traditional uses
Yeah,
that we might find out about.
absolutely.
It's just-
And I think that just shows
Yeah.
how important it is
Mm-hmm.
to respect and learn from that traditional knowledge.
Right. It's like they were doing their own experiments.
Exactly.
Just observing things.
Yeah, and now we're rediscovering these things through science.
Yeah.
And it gives us a deeper appreciation
Mm-hmm.
for the wisdom of our ancestors.
It's like we can learn so much
Absolutely.
from the past,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to nature
Right.
and healing.
It's a really powerful message.
Yeah.
And Phyllanthus Emblica really embodies it beautifully.
Yeah.
This plant has been a source of health and well-being
Mm.
for so long.
Yeah.
And now science is showing us why.
As we keep exploring it,
Yeah.
who knows what else we'll learn.
I'm excited to find out.
Me too.
And as we kind of wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into Phyllanthus Emblica,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really struck by how interconnected everything is.
What do you mean?
Well, we've seen how this plant
Yeah.
bridges the gap between traditional knowledge and modern science.
Right. And how it offers both internal and external benefits.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
it addresses so many different things.
Yeah. It's a reminder that our bodies
Uh-huh.
and the environment are connected
Right.
and that nature
Yeah.
holds these amazing solutions for our well-being.
It's a beautiful thought.
It is.
And one that Phyllanthus Emblica,
Mm,
with all its different aspects,
yeah,
really embodies.
it really does.
Yeah, it really is mind-blowing. You know, this one plant,
Hello.
Phyllanthus Emblica, it's been part of life for so long.
It really has. And it's not just the practical stuff.
Right.
There's something deeper there,
Yeah.
a real respect for nature and its ability to help us.
Like a reverence.
Yeah, something that's been understood in traditional cultures for a long time.
And we're kind of rediscovering that wisdom now.
Yeah, through science.
Right. And that makes me think about personalized medicine.
Okay.
We talked about treating specific conditions,
Mm-hmm.
but could this be used to optimize health
Yeah,
on an individual level?
that is such a good question.
Yeah.
And researchers are starting to explore that now.
Really?
Think about it. Phyllanthus Emblica.
Yeah.
It has so many different actions.
Right.
Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory,
Immune modulation.
immune modulation. It affects different organs.
Wow.
So could we tailor it
Yeah.
to someone's needs,
Mhm.
their genetic makeup?
It's really exciting.
It is.
Imagine a future where we're not just treating diseases,
Right.
but actively preventing them
Yeah.
with natural compounds.
Like from this plant.
It'd be a whole new way to think about healthcare.
It would, and it aligns with this movement
Yeah.
toward preventative medicine
Yeah.
and holistic health.
So instead of waiting to get sick, we focus on staying well.
Exactly. And plants like this
Mm-hmm.
could be so important in that shift.
This deep dive has given me a whole new perspective on plants and natural remedies.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is to see that science is kind of backing up
Mm.
that traditional wisdom,
It's opening up new possibilities
right?
for improving our health.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
what's the main thing you want our listeners to remember?
I think it's curiosity,
Okay.
keeping an open mind.
Yeah.
The more we learn about these plants,
Mm-hmm.
the more we realize there's so much more to learn.
Right.
So keep asking questions.
Don't be afraid to explore.
Exactly. And never underestimate
Yeah.
the power of nature.
Well said. This has definitely sparked my curiosity.
Good.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah.
With Phyllanthus Emblica and the whole world of natural remedies.
It's an exciting time.
It is. Thanks for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.